How you doing? One time.
How you doing? How you feeling?
I feel great.
You don't feel like you're on top of the world?
I feel like I am very aware right now. I'm not too high and mighty where I'm like, fuck everything. I'm on top. But at the same time, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm at. You know
Everything
what I mean?
make more sense.
We was talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier.
Definitely makes more sense now.
I feel good. I'm gonna say this on air. I feel really good having you here because from when we first did our episode and just for where your career is right now, with just how a lot of different doors is opening up for you, it just again makes me feel good about us just because it's like you said, we tapped in with each other when we're growing, and now we're at a point where it's like we can still have the same value towards each other. And again, I just love to see it because it's hard work that you put in. Like you put ever since we did our last episode, you've been fucking working, yo.
Oh yeah.
On some real shit. Like the people that I've been seeing support you, the people I've been seeing typing in with you and share your shit, like you've been everywhere, and I love the work that you've been doing. It's really been paying off for you on some real shit.
I appreciate you.
Shit, you look good doing it. So that's even better on some real shit.
I appreciate you for real.
It's for real. So I'm proud of everything that you're doing. I'm proud of your journey, and the best part about it is it's still just the beginning.
Right.
Haven't
just
even
getting
got
started.
Yeah, you're nowhere near
I'm
the
not
peak
even.
yet. Because you're still figuring so much shit out.
And it's only episode 4.
Yeah.
Respectfully. So we don't even
Yeah,
really know.
and you sitting here with us, so we know it's done right now.
It's going. It's definitely going. I had to get active. I had to tap back in with y'all because, like y'all said, y'all see me moving. I see y'all moving. And I see everybody elevating, everybody doing their thing. Even your whole setup. Your whole setup is upgraded.
Yeah.
I ain't even mad.
We had to change it up.
So, I mean,
Gotta get
game.
the lights, yo.
Hell
Yeah, come on,
yeah.
looking good without showing it off proper with the lights. Lights bring it out even better, man. That makes the biggest difference in here. We're gonna actually be getting new chairs as well too. So yeah, we try to do something
I still
different.
like the homey little in
Yeah.
the cut.
You
Like,
like
you know
the
what I
chair?
mean?
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Because
It's
that's
a
how it
vibe.
is.
It's
Yeah.
a vibe.
See, I like that, you know? That's
See
good
that
compliments right there.
good compliments. Because now
Good
we gotta
compliment.
rethink. Like, do we really need new chairs?
No, I want to. So it's gonna be something.
Yeah,
You're gonna like the new
definitely
chair.
may need a new
Yeah,
chair.
you're gonna
right
like
here.
the new chair.
But I like your couch.
Thank you. If you need models when you drop your line and you need male models, I'm down.
I need male models.
I'm down.
I have females.
I'm trying to jump into the modeling game a little bit.
Okay.
So I want to take a stab at it to see
Okay.
how comfortable I can be with it.
Let me see you without your glasses.
Oh, I'm amazing without my glasses.
Oh,
I can
he
tell
said
you
I'm
that.
handsome.
Yeah,
for
that's
real.
Whoa, this man said,
Okay, eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, yeah, energy. All right, say
Yeah,
less.
that's
I'm
what I'm
sold.
saying.
Say
I
less.
can model for dad
Energy.
stuff.
That's all that matters to me,
Yeah.
for
If
real.
You got dad stuff.
Yeah,
I'll
I got
model
the
for that.
attitude for it. That's what I'm saying. I just want to just be in the environment just to see what type of personality I would have to bring to that field. Because I like to separate all my personalities. Because,
That's smart.
because that's how you don't overwhelm yourself and do too much. Like, I
You
like,
really picturing yourself as a model right now?
yeah, hell yeah.
I'm
Why
sold.
would I not? She
I'm
have
sold.
qualifications for
You
me
know
for
what?
me to picture for. This
Proud.
is somebody right here, bro.
I'm proud of you, man.
What are you talking about?
I
She
don't
can
know why
she can
you
open up doors for
sleeping.
me.
You too with your head full of locks.
I
Yes.
don't do modeling. If you have modeling for dad stuff,
Nigga sleeping
Like
on his side.
diapers
All
and
you gotta
shit.
do is hit the gym a little bit,
Nah,
and you be good.
I'm out to. I got you. I need
don't
cardio.
sleep.
Yeah, bro. So I'm
Cardio.
trying to tell. I'm trying to be ambassador out here. I'm trying to get these man. I'll be a Nova man.
I could see you.
I'll be a Nova man.
And you
Nova
know
man?
what? Even more so,
Fuckers are over it.
tap into the weed market with modeling.
Yes.
'Cause they
Weed
brands right
merch.
now are
Yes.
needing people, needing
Mm-hmm.
people, and you affiliated with your own brand, so they all could eat off of it. It's
Facts.
not like you just taking one thing from one person. It's like, nah, work with me, I'll put you on.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
See, you the
Yeah,
one
just
to
free
know.
game. Just free game.
You the
Free
one
game.
to
Free
know. It's
game.
real shit. So we don't. I want to. Honestly, I just want to get into it, man.
Yeah,
I just
I
want to
do
fucking get
too.
into it and some real shit. It's a lot to fucking talk about that we share. Really trying not to talk about. We all know what the fuck we want to talk about.
You wanna?
Real shit, man. Oh yeah, let's throw that shit in the background. We're gonna throw that shit on in the background.
Yeah,
got
because we started watching that shit and it was like, oh shit, this is good.
I know. There was honestly so much going on when we first walked in that it was what you see really is not until I feel like a couple of days in, like 3 days in was the second episode.
I'm turning it down.
You know what I mean?
So like how they have an episode be like one day? Is it really like that?
In a sense, like all of that stuff happened in one day. For the most part, yeah. The way it's clipped, but you have to remember they're taking 24 hours worth of footage
clipping up,
and making it into an hour.
Y'all in the opener too. Y'all in the opener.
We was like really the most rah, other than Lola and Seren.
Yeah.
And
because y'all had more melanin.
I guess. And even Jade was like more emotional, if you will. She wasn't like rah, like, you know what I mean?
She was always crying and shit.
Not really. Okay. I guess, yeah. What you see?
Yeah, you could tell.
Nah. Liam is always crying.
I love Liam.
Liam looked like he cries because he really want to punch people.
You know damn well he wants to punch people.
Liam was like, he was one of the coolest people though.
I think he's the realest on there so far that we've seen. Like the realest with himself on there so far.
Yeah.
On some real.
You think so?
On some real, because I feel like I don't know. I respect men who's not afraid to cry.
Trust me, me too.
I have a different. Regardless of your reason crying, after a while it can be stupid and overwhelming. But if you're not afraid to cry, just in general, I always respect that as a man because not a lot of us can do it, especially publicly.
And he can whoop your ass, so you can't really say nothing about it.
Exactly. He got muscles to back up
what are
his
you gonna say? Oh, you gonna call him a pussy? Oh, he could beat you up.
And you can't. This nigga literally came here after a match. Mm-hmm. Literally.
How did y'all feel about him? What he said about his relationship, where he was like, Layla comes first, but except for boxing.
Yeah, to be real, it's funny. The comment I made to him is the reason Layla keeps her ex around is because she's cheating on him with the ex because Liam is cheating on her with boxing.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
I just think it's all disrespectful.
I agree.
I think it's all disrespectful.
She fucked him 3 weeks before they came here.
It's fucking insane.
And this nigga's proud of it. You know what the worst part about sleeping with your ex is? Your ex is proud of it. He can always look at you and be like, nigga, I fucked your bitch 3 weeks ago,
While you was in
bro.
a relationship with her.
Yes, like, nigga, that's power. You gave that nigga so much power.
I do not agree with that. I do not agree with giving a man that power. That's why I'm faithful.
That's fucked up, yo.
But I just don't want to.
That's why I'm faithful.
Like, you just imagine being in public, right? And you just see a random nigga out there and this nigga just looking you up and down. I don't know what it is.
Is the other dude a boxer?
No, Samara, no.
Why would you fuck a boxer's girl?
Because he's a pretty boy and he's light skinned.
If you think about it, look how Samara's built. If you built like that, would you be scared of anybody?
He's light skinned too, on top of that.
He's like my skin color. You
fair
think I'm
skin.
light skin?
No, you more brown skin. You're brown skin.
Yeah, I'm brown skin.
What's his ethnicity? Is he from UK too?
But he's from,
He's from UK? Mm-hmm. All right. So when we're talking, make sure you're talking to your mic because we want to make sure we get your audio too.
But yeah.
All right.
He's from the UK.
So one of my very first questions, before I even do that, welcome to Weed and Whiskey Podcast, the greatest motherfucking podcast out there.
Drink.
Go ahead, drink up, my brother. Drink up, my brother. After you just roll that split, you deserve a drink. Compensate yourself with a drink, my brother. It's only right, my black man. Go ahead, drink up, Black King. Black Kings need to drink their liquor too. That's all I'm saying, man. Drink like the king you are, my brother, man.
You know we sipping on that
black girl magic.
Yes,
you know, like I said, best podcast out here. I'm not even gonna say if you didn't know, now you know, because you already know. Ain't no need to fucking double down on that shit right there. And honestly, after today, I feel even more greater. The people that reach out to us to come on here makes me feel good because the reason why I feel special about this episode is she reached out to us and then she was like, all right, my press team gonna reach out to you. Mm-hmm. I like that right there. And y'all need to have that type of fucking shit right going on where you can be like, my press team gonna reach out to you or my manager gonna reach out to you. That's how you do it right there, you know?
It's growth. That's so much growth right there.
That's how you do it. I don't gotta communicate with you. I haven't got my schedule on hand. Somebody else got that shit. All I gotta do is show up.
But you know, even if, because I know it's always love, but even if, like, I just like their professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
It's fire.
My team is reaching out to you. All right, cool. That makes us feel important too. Mm-hmm. Like you had your team reach out to us, and it makes us feel good. Like, all right, we getting reached out by people with teams and shit. Like
Facts.
And now you put it on your resume.
Exactly.
Facts.
Exactly.
And with that being said, we have the beautiful, the chill, the infamous, the famous, the I'm going bigger than you think, but I'm still gonna be humble about it. But I'm
Glasses
still
gonna
gonna be
fall
fucking
every
lit
5
about it
minutes.
as well too. Miss, I know I'm a baddie, so I'm gonna act the way I need to be acting accordingly.
Ew.
Miss, I gotta make sure I look good on camera before we even start because you ain't gonna catch my bad side.
No.
Miss, I'm gonna take the motherfucking world over because women are amazing, especially when it comes to that black girl magic.
Miss,
Period.
we watching y'all on TV right now.
Literally, Miss, I've been on MTV. You know, Miss, I helped run a whole dispensary fucking in Massachusetts. Yo, like,
Yo, come
I
on.
got I got so much shit coming up. Yo,
Come on.
We got motherfucking
your
Shayla in
shit.
the building. Oh my god.
So happy to be here.
We
Thank
got
you
a
for
celebrity in the
I am.
building,
I'm so happy
guys.
to be here. I think this is so dope being back.
This is
The
dope.
fam, you know.
See the nice
Yes.
little upgrades we had to the studio.
I love it,
Yes.
of course.
Thank you.
Cozy.
I love the
had-
upgrade you did to your career. Your career is fucking amazing, yo.
Appreciate you. Appreciate
I'm proud
you.
of you.
Thank
Like, you know, this is what I love. When you see people you generally want to see you win, and when you see them going through the accomplishments, and your heart literally just get happy.
I feel that, and that's love. That's how I be feeling about y'all too.
On some real shit.
When I be watching y'all do y'all podcast, and I'm like, yo, even the way I set up y'all Instagram page is way more inviting, way more
Yeah.
professional, upgraded. Like everybody's, moving, and that's all that
Everybody's moving.
matters.
Thank
You
you.
just gotta
Thank
keep
you.
moving.
So let's get into the shit everybody really want to talk about, man. Like,
Yeah.
what's your overall experience of being on the show?
First, how did you get this? How did this come about?
How did I get here? So, when I was reached out to MTV, it was first not by them. First, it was my ex from 5 years ago.
The irony.
The irony is
And yo, the irony
crazy.
is that this man really, it was a very toxic relationship. It was a very abusive relationship. So for him to come and ask for me
me?
to be the ex
Yeah.
on his show was kind of like,
How dare you?
how dare, exactly.
think
It was
you
like,
are?
who do you even think that you are? But the thing about it was, I knew that if this opportunity was for me and if I was supposed to be in there, then me being honest about my situation would not matter. And it didn't. So I was honest about my situation. I said, I'm willing to do the show. Because when they saw me, they wanted to work with me. So I was like, I'm willing to do the show,
But on my terms.
but I can't do the show with him.
Yeah.
So therefore, I was like, all right, I'm gonna ask Sparry if he wants to do the show with me, because why would I bring
Man.
two other
Yeah.
men with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, it was a perfect scenario for both of us. And it was handed to me. So I was like,
All right.
here we go. It's up.
That
At
shit
this
fell in your lap.
point,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to go with Sparry's ex?
I went with Sparry's ex because I knew that I could handle it better than him. So if my ex would have came on, like not even the one that invited me on, but any of them, any of
Yeah.
my exes came
It
on,
would have been.
it would have been a different situation because
The ego would have came out a little bit more.
Sparry's just
this
different.
emotions would have came out a
yeah,
little
it
bit
doesn't
more.
even matter how
He
I
got
would have
angry
been.
a little bit quicker. He'd have been
Yeah.
more reactionable when it comes to a lot of shit.
lot of things.
Because he was very reactionable in here when it came to shit.
And we don't talk about my relationships in the past. Like, we barely talk about his relationships in the past because it was really never relevant. Unless it was relevant, like something happened and I'm like, why are you this way? Or what happened to you? Or something like that, then it gets brought up. But other than that, we never talked about our exes. So if I would have brought my ex and he had no history about which way, with what it went, how it went, and this dude comes on saying all this hot stuff, I don't think he would have handled it as well as me.
Yeah. Okay. That's actually pretty smart.
Do you feel like a lot of men are like that in general? Like, or just do you feel like a lot of relationships have that type of dynamic where the woman can handle the past of a man better than a man can handle the past of a woman?
For sure, but I think it has more to do with the way women are looked at in society. If a woman is known for being more promiscuous or she's known for being more sexually active, then she's gonna be deemed a hoe, a whore, a thot. A man, on the other hand, is looked at as a dominant, a superior, a alpha. So when you got society looking at it from that perspective and you got cameras on you, it doesn't make no sense for you to debate on what position you want to play. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, you want to make sure you good and not step on no toes. Like,
and it's funny because I feel like I know how society do look like, but I've changed my mentality where I feel like a lot of men who look like this whore mentality, like, I don't think that's cool no more.
it's not, because we're older.
Yeah,
Nah,
like
it's not.
you're playing
Older.
yourself
Nobody
in the
wants
long
a
run.
whore. And even if you feel like that's the type of brand or you're provocative or whatever you want to do, I still feel like you
It's a
should have some
lonely
respect
life.
for yourself.
Yeah,
It's a lonely life.
like you're really
You gonna
giving
live that
yourself
way.
to just anybody, and you're
Get-
cool
or
with that.
Making anybody feel like they're somebody to you.
Facts.
You know what I
Knowing
mean?
that you're not even somebody to yourself.
You're not, yeah.
To even
Like,
start
you-
off with, because I feel like
yeah.
you got to be missing something on the inside if you can keep doing that over and over and not feel like it's taken away from you
I
you
agree.
have dissociation with emotion.
on something, or you're trying to
Personality
use it to fill.
dissociation.
You're filling holes to fill another hole inside of you, like
But
that
that's from not healing.
at all, and you don't
That's
want
all
to.
it is.
You don't
Yeah.
want to, so you decide you're gonna be like, fuck, I'm gonna have sex. I'm gonna just do that.
Those be having issues, man.
I do have to ask this one motherfucking question too, real quick. The sleeping arrangements.
Oh yeah, wait, hold on.
The sleeping
Hold on.
arrangement. I ain't gonna lie. I think Spari used the perfect word in his little confessional.
Sadistic. It was sadistic as
He
fuck.
said whoever came up with this needs to go to church. And I'm not gonna lie, I agree.
I agree. Too.
Why?
Why
agree.
the fuck would they do that?
The couples sleep on the
Mixy,
bottom
bro.
bunk
It's
and
all
the ex at the
mixy.
top. So right after y'all finish arguing and all this shit go down, that nigga's looking down on you.
The whole time.
When you say it like that, it's like, whoa, why?
That's what it is.
At the same time, though, I just
But then
personally, I was like, yo, I don't care. Like, if you gonna be at the top bunk and I'm wilding with my dude, all right, like, you gonna have to get every piece of that. But at the same time, you chose to be here. Like, what you thought was gonna happen?
nothing popped off in the room area. Like
No,
What you mean?
People ain't want to fight.
Oh, fighting?
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or some tension going on around where it got close where people want to throw hands.
I wanted to throw hands.
was anybody
A few
Matter of
times.
fact, matter of
Or
fact,
somebody else.
was anybody
That's
fucking
fine.
in there?
Everybody was banging. What? How could you not?
Why
You're
would
with
you
your man.
not? You're here. I
You're
would
with your
definitely-
man, you're in a
exactly.
foreign country.
That's what I'm saying. That's-
What? It's a romantic get. It's supposed to be a romantic getaway.
But y'all sleeping next to each other technically, right? You was scared as fuck to jump off that cliff.
Bro, because he wanted to do backflips and stuff, and I'm like, we supposed to be doing a trust exercise.
He's Jamaican.
But he never did a backflip.
He's
off
still
of it.
Jamaican.
He never did. He would have cracked his head open.
In their head, they did it
Bro,
a million times.
The whole show would have got
Yeah.
canceled. The whole show would have got canceled.
Yeah.
We would have went home. It would have all
Blood
been for
everywhere.
nothing. He would have been dead. I would have went home really like single for real. Like,
You'd have to leave with the ex.
I'm sad. Like, no, just jump normal.
Why didn't the ex decide to flirt with each other? Because they were all single.
I think these are all exes right here.
That's what I'm saying. The exes are literally chasing somebody in a relationship instead of going for the person who's not in a relationship.
I don't know. I feel like
That's the one part of the show
because
I don't understand.
the whole point is it's unfinished business with an ex. So
I
if
got
you
you.
have unfinished business with an ex, there's things left unsaid. There's emotions still there, and they're all going through that.
Do you believe in closure? Is this closure?
That's a good question. Do I believe in closure? I believe in closure, but I believe it's closure within yourself. You
Like
don't
what-
need another person to have closure.
Yeah, so what does closure look like externally?
Closure to me looks like I'm able to move on in my life without influence from you. You can act how you want, you can do what you want, be how you want. It doesn't affect me. That's closure.
Like, no matter if I can see you in public, nothing stirs in my heart or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
like,
I'm not
it's-
affected. My emotions doesn't shift in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
I'm always in full control of my mood and my emotions.
Yeah, but once I'm not,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying once I'm not, then it's no longer closure. Now you bothered.
Turmoil. It's
Yeah,
turmoil.
you bothered.
That's fucking turmoil. Because if I just think of your name and my heart just start fucking fluttering and getting angry and my emotions start going all over the place, that's internal turmoil. On some real shit. Because now you don't know what to do in the moment. You don't know if you want to swing, if you want to punch, if you want to cry, if you want to scream, if you want to laugh, if you want to smile. Like, you don't know what mood to exhibit. Because it's like, how do I just instantly get myself out this mindset? But you don't realize I just have to go through the motions of it. Mm-hmm. You don't get closure until you go through the motions.
You have to
You have
feel
to.
everything, every hurt, every cry, every
Everything.
happiness.
Don't hold it back.
All the memories. Remember everything for what it was, when it was, how it was.
Facts.
Love it, enjoy it, but understand it's not there anymore.
And it's not gonna be there forever. Like, that's the thing. I think we're so stuck that when our heart get broken, like, were we passing it? Yeah. When our heart get broken, we think it's forever,
But
and it feels like it's forever.
It does, but at the same time with heartbreak, it comes in different forms though, because you can be heartbroken and heal from it in a day or two.
And then it hurt 3 months later.
Or it doesn't hurt anymore at all.
But did you
then
really love that person?
Yeah. But you forgive. You forgive in a way
It was
that's
unconditional.
Like, unconditional to me is no boundaries, no limits.
That's different. That's a different type of love.
Like, I don't care what you do. I will love you regardless.
I will love you. You can murder. You can kill. You can do the craziest things, and I will love you regardless. But unconditional to me doesn't exist. Because if you have any respect for yourself, you have boundaries, you have conditions. You know what I mean? So it's not about what is unconditional.
I like that.
But do you?
That.
But do you? Would you say that just for relationships?
No, I say that for friendships too.
No, because like you said, boundaries are conditions. So how could you love unconditionally if you're already telling people loving me comes with conditions?
It does.
If you go ahead.
I was gonna say, when you say it like that, in a sense, it's like you can't be with me if you're not gonna treat me like X, Y,
You're not gonna
Z.
meet my conditions.
Yeah, but
Like, these are requirements. Check this box. Check this box. Check this box.
when
Then
you
we can talk.
say it like that, it puts it in a negative light because
No,
nobody's
it just
perfect.
puts it in reality.
But nobody's perfect. So if
But
you say,
We still have things we on our list we want
what
checked off, and
well,
people
you
that
can-
we want our
You
relationship
think
with.
you can love some? You can't love somebody from a distance.
Yes.
definitely can.
It's
So,
tough at first.
It's different.
But it gets easier as you do it.
Yeah. So, like, if something were to happen to that person, you'd be right there for that person. But there, you can't love them.
You can't
the
unlove them.
same way.
Yeah.
But you can't unlove them. That's unconditional to me. You know what I mean? If you have that connection
Yeah.
with
That
that
means
person,
That means. Well, now would you
You
say?
have to understand though, was it love at first? Because when I think about the abusive relationship that I was in, I would feel like I was unconditionally in love with him because he did any old which thing to me, and I allowed it, and I still looked at him as he was not the monster that he was showing me he was.
So flip side, right? What if unconditional love means I can love you regardless of your conditions? Like, regardless of what it takes to love you, I'm gonna love you above that.
Then that would be a match made in heaven, but that is very rare.
But just because you love somebody above what they require in love, don't mean they can give you the love that you need.
But you're saying I can give you above and beyond. Are you not saying that they're already giving you what you need?
Yeah, I'm saying one party can give you above and beyond, but doesn't mean that party can meet the same standards you require for love.
I like to say this, right? Unconditional love is built.
It is.
You
Because you
can't,
have to learn the conditions it takes to love them on.
and you have to understand people. Like, as I start getting further in my marriage, I start to realize how people when they're 50 are married because they just go, "Yo, man, I already know this. Yeah, man, listen, I already know what's about to happen, man, with this shit. All right."
They
Me
don't
and my
fight
wife
the
can get
inevitable.
Fight, yeah, the fight. No, the fight's not even a fight no more. It's just, hey, man, what the fuck going on? Hey, yeah. And then they move on, and then 10 minutes later they done because they already know they not about to deal with
They're
each
not,
other like that.
yeah, and they're not about to leave each other either.
Yeah,
Facts,
this
because we're
this
just
is
deep
what
in
it
and we
is.
know each other so well. And plus, you know you're going to argue.
But that's 50 years. We're talking about trying to get to that point. And especially,
I turned it on. I'm sorry, continue.
no, yeah, we're talking about though 50 years. But right now, in the space that we're in this generation, it's not really the mindset a lot of people have. It's not,
They don't want
I'm
longevity.
gonna be with this person. Yeah, I'm not gonna be with this person for forever. So why should I even treat it like so? You
why
know
should
what
I
I'm
compromise?
saying?
Why should I meet them
Why
halfway?
should I be considerate?
Exactly. Because I'm gonna be me and who I am regardless anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people, I don't know. I think when it boils down to it, people are afraid of. They're afraid of conscious change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like change they know they have to make.
I 100% agree.
Because it's like when you know you have to become a certain thing, it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to I automatically just became this over the years.
And you know what I hear all the time when it comes to success is that the good guy finishes last. I always hear that from men who have money, like
It's because
wealth.
in the business side,
Because you know
when
that.
you're being nice, you get fucked over.
You get fucked over. But
Yeah.
the point about it is, why does being nice have to mean stupidity?
See,
It's not stupidity.
the word I would use is fear.
It's trust.
You got to know how to be fair with people.
Yeah, but I just feel
Nah.
like I could be nice, but I'm just because I'm nice doesn't mean that you can get over on me.
But
But
because
people take advantage of that just because it's business.
because you're nice, like, and I fall that way too sometimes. You trust certain people that you shouldn't trust, and it's because most of the time when you're a nice person, you give people the benefit of the doubt, and that's how I roll too. Sometimes I'm like, all right, they might have some excuse.
But I don't give that benefit of the doubt until the benefit of the doubt is given to me. So I don't walk into the situation like, yo, I'm going to bite you if you bite me. I walk in protected. Like, if XYZ can happen, I'm making sure it doesn't. And I'm not going to treat you different just because I think that you might do that. But just know that I'm already thinking 10 steps ahead of you before you make that move. So when you do make that move, I already seen you for who you could have been, and I prepared for it. But I'm not trying to think. I'm not walking out into the world like everybody's out to get me. You know what I mean?
But that's a rare thing though. A lot of people like when it comes to at least when it comes to like men, when it comes to like success stories I hear, it's just like you gotta be ruthless. You can't have a real heart.
And I hate that about success because it makes being an entrepreneur so much powerful because you don't have to live that way or run your business that way. But it makes it so much harder because when you get to that next level, you got to deal with it regardless.
Because those are
It's
how the
there
people are there.
regardless. Like, you can't get around it. If you wealthy, unless you like literally are making wealth to yourself and you're off the radar, there's no way you can get around dealing with that social light or that world.
I feel like once you make a certain amount of money, you automatically have to become a certain way to maintain that money. It's
I
like
think
you
if
have
I
to move,
became
so you have to
a
take certain
billionaire,
actions.
if I became a billionaire overnight, bro, I would provide everything that my family would need. Of course, that's given. Then I would provide a land that I could sustain and live off of
Facts.
without
Needing the
having to have
government.
the big businesses and things like that. And I would implement it and use people who are already starving and who already are living a terrible life to live there and eat off of it and grow it. Like, I believe in world peace, genuinely. Genuinely, I really do. And I believe that the way wealth is used in America with shows and with everything going on, is sad. And
Yeah,
it's like,
it
yo, if
definitely
these are
is.
not the end of the days, then I don't know what is, because this is wild.
So, with that being said, what have being on the show taught you just about the industry?
It taught me that no matter what, be who you are, because you're gonna get judged for being who you want to be, pretending who you want to be. You're gonna get judged either way. And whatever they want to put together, whatever they want to put out is what they'll put out. Like, this scene specifically, if I think we passed up mine already, but this scene specifically in episode 4 was like not at all how it went, with me talking about my job or how
Yeah.
me
They
saying
cut
like
mad
I
shit
was a
out.
boss and all of this stuff. I'm not saying they cut it out, but I'm just saying
They
like
reworded
I
it.
said what I said.
But they put it in context to meet for a different message.
But I said what I said, and the way that came out is the way that I said it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they mixed that shit up and it's like
you
da-da-da.
said what you said.
I said what I said.
And I'm standing by that
and
shit.
I'm sticking by it, but the way that it came out, the way that it
Like it was some bullshit.
just stapled in this, it made it seem like I didn't have no respect for my man or what he did for me when I did. And I very much so did, because anytime he was doing anything, like you see when we was on the podcast, he was right here. He didn't say much, because
But he
it
was here
wasn't.
just to
He was
support you.
here, of course.
Yeah.
He was always there. So when things like that start to take place, it's like, all right, it is what it is. Can't really say much. You got to deal with it for what it is. But I know, and he knows at the end of the day that I respected everything that he helped me with, and he was very much involved in the success of us growing with Days and us moving on and doing the events that we were doing. He was very much involved. So when they put that out that way, I was like, I did say it like that, but I ain't mean it like that. Like, I ain't mean it like that.
Is it hard maintaining relationship with that work dynamic right there?
Hell yeah, because if you are the person who your spouse has to answer to,
Yeah.
and
Especially when he's the man.
older, he's bigger, he's everything. Like I'm like, and I'm just sitting here like little Miss Thing.
Like, yeah, go do this.
Yeah. Like, and I'm moving my neck and shit because I'm just like that. And
She's sassy by heart.
He can't
take
take
it.
it, yo. He'd be like,
He's Jamaican.
tripping. He really do.
I ain't gonna hold you. I probably couldn't take it.
But I'm like, at the end of the day, when you pop, you could talk all the shit you want. Like, talk all the shit you want.
You can have your chance to have your
But
revenge.
right now, I'm popping my shit for our little situation that we in right now, and I'm not being disrespectful.
I'm
you
just
just
telling
don't
it like
like
it
that I'm
is.
assertive,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna treat you
gotta
like
do
you're
a
my
job.
man.
You
Yeah,
gotta do
when
a
we
job.
come home and we get undressed and we take off our work clothes and
He's
we
the man.
comfortable. I love you. You're the man. You got everything you need, everything you want. You want a massage, whatever
Yeah,
you want. I
facts.
got you. But
at work, it's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story. That's why I couldn't imagine doing it with my wife. Like, I'm like, yo, bro,
Yeah,
if she
that's
was
what
my
I'm
boss, I'm like,
go. That's why you need to have your own like lane. And when personally, I don't want to get too much because I want him to be able to tell his story how he want. But when it come down to it, when you in a space where it's a transition mode, and you so used to a certain lifestyle and now you're transitioning into something else, it's like it's hard for anybody.
It's like making a compromise. You're
It's a
compromising for the bigger
compromise
picture.
For the bigger picture, but if you don't see it like that, it's always gonna feel like it's a battle.
Yes, because you're too busy thinking about right now. Like if you're too focused on right now, then what can be, it's always gonna be blocked off to you.
And that's always what I would like argue with him about in the past. But in the future, he's a completely different human being. If you know what I mean.
Nah,
Like,
he's growing.
he is. And I feel like the show personally has affected me in a way that made me more vulnerable to certain things, and it made me look at him certain type of ways, and I'm like, I love you and I care about you and we in this together and we just gotta figure it out, you know what I mean? So it's just
how was it like the first time you actually watched like the first episode?
it was at the premiere in New York. We did a collaboration with everybody from the US, the whole US cast. So it was me, Lola, Seren, and Spari. I did a party bus from Hartford and Stanford to New York. That was fun. I had all my models on the bus. We was lit the whole way down.
That sound lit.
And then we got to the club. It was called the Blue Moon, I believe. The Blue Moon. And they played it on all the screens that were in there. So we were all watching it at the same time.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Watching it in real life.
It was cool.
That's good. Now I like that you're still connecting with the cast members as well too, because I also wanted to ask like kind of the experience of going through this whole couples experience with people from other parts of the planet, because now they have different relationship perspectives as well too.
Hey.
So it's like, how did that play a part in how you go about your relationship and how you handle certain situations?
You want to talk about it? First of all, can we talk about... Okay, I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to answer it kind of indirectly and then directly.
Go ahead, talk.
So, racism. You know how in America, racism is based in our history, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in other places, racism is not the same. It may be similar. I'm not really sure in the history. I don't want to go back and have everybody in the comments dragging me. But at the same time, I know that our history is what we know for it to be racism.
Yeah.
So when I heard, for instance, like Layla or some of the girls talking about like liking black guys or liking this, that, and the third, and I had to step back and be like, is this racism or is this just their type that they like? You know what I mean? So my relationship with the people on the show, it was like kind of figuring it out. I didn't know if you just I didn't know. Where I'm coming
like,
from.
Is it a fetish?
Yeah, is it
or
a fetish?
Like,
Like, where,
like the culture?
It might be a fetish.
You know what I mean? But it's weird to me. And if that was in America and they said that, it would be a whole nother story. But there were moments too where Ree would kind of engage and she would be like, oh, I don't mind if y'all say nigga and da 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 da. And I'm like, bitch, what? Like,
wait, what?
Like,
are
bitch,
you
I mind.
tripping? Like,
like, I mind if I mind that shit. Like, come
I mind
on.
you just said it.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, it's situations like that. But it's like if you don't know the history behind it and you just love American music and you love rap music, you're not aware. You're ignorant to it.
But to me, them liking black men is just them just want to be Western. They love the Western culture so much, and they watch Western movies a lot.
But what if we like Asian people? I mean, like, what if we just we like Asians? Like, what if you know what I mean? Like, if you have
an
a
Asian
type,
fetish at that point?
Is it though, or is it just a type?
But it's weird for like a black girl to have an Asian type.
You think so?
Like, where around here in Hartford are you gonna see so much Asians that it's your type?
But what if you're not in Hartford?
I'm talking about for us specifically.
For me,
black girls
but
in Hartford. Like black girls in Hartford. I understand if you're from like.
I'm speaking hypothetically.
I know, like I understand if you have like in a dominant Asian community. I get that you grew up around them and you just see it up close. But if Asians is not in your community, that's not what you grew up seeing, and you just have an Asian type. That's.
But what about BTS?
BTS? No, you just like.
What the fuck is BTS?
Pop.
K-pop.
K-pop.
K-pop band.
Yeah, BTS is one of the biggest K-pop
yeah,
groups.
and they're like loved, and they are low key making it like they're making it like in a way like Asian men are more sexy, if you will.
What makes an Asian man sexy?
I don't know. I'm speaking hypothetically. I mean, I can name I can name what makes every race sexy, but at the same time, I just feel like what my point is your type. So if I'm having that conversation with them and I'm coming from a place where racism exists and racism doesn't exist to them in their world, to
them it's not racism,
does, and colorism does, racism is completely different than colorism.
It is.
So I had to adjust. So that was me answering your question.
Yeah, no, that was a good answer. That was a good answer.
But directly, how did it affect my relationships? It made me way more sensitive to what was going on, especially with Spari. Like, certain things he would do, I would ridicule every little thing because I'm like, yo, we're on camera. They're watching us. I don't want to look like I'm a certain type of way. You don't want to look like you're a certain type of way. But at the same time, we're here. And we're being us. And it's not gonna... We not faking it. We're being who we are. Like,
who was more comfortable? You or Spari? Who was more comfortable?
I definitely was more comfortable than Spari. No, actually... I think Spari was way more comfortable.
Yeah, because the way he was just...
I think Spari was way more comfortable.
Yeah, because I'm saying,
I was more reserved, but I wasn't reserved because I was nervous. I was reserved because I was
You know what the fuck was going to be coming. Like, all right, so with that being said...
Exactly.
Was the text real? I don't know why I miss you so much. That's a real text, as he said. There's a lot of apps out there that can make fake text.
What
so
you think?
I want to know, what did the conclusion come?
What do you think?
Was the text real?
Based off of everything that you've seen so far.
Those look like her thighs.
Based off of everything that you've seen so far, what do you think?
Oh, that text was real.
The text. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
About that one right there.
I think the text was real. You think the text wasn't real?
I don't know about that.
I mean, like you said, there's apps out there and shit like that, and it can be done for the simple fact you know you're going to be coming on a TV show.
How do you think he would have reacted if it was fake?
If it was fake? He would have reacted way different.
How?
He would have reacted really more mad. He would have been more victimized.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, he would have been more victimized. Yeah. Like, to me, when you know, as a man, when you know you're right, and you didn't do anything wrong, you're either gonna wait to confront the person or you're gonna react as the victim because you finally get a chance to be the fucking victim.
Hell yeah.
If that's not facts, That's
yeah.
facts. I can't
Especially
even
on
deny that.
TV. On TV.
But that's funny. I just honestly, I can't say too much, but you know,
Oh, so there's more stuff to come about that text?
there's more. No, there's more stuff to come about
Everything.
Okay.
because there's a second part of if you listen to Cammy in the beginning, she says that there's 3 phases.
Yes.
You first meet. First you confront your exes. You
Then y'all
confront
go.
your
Then
problems.
y'all live with them together for a little bit.
Yep.
And then y'all come back to make the decision.
Nope. And then after that, the partners spend time with their
exes.
So when they spend time with their exes,
You don't know what the fuck's going on.
You don't know you don't know if the text, he confronts the text, you don't know what
so
happens.
now you really get to confirm if the text was really true or not. I want to know now on some real shit. Because if somebody's willing to go through that extremes just to make a nigga seem like they was with them.
The one thing I don't understand about this, right, is why is people going so hard to try to break up relationships? I just don't understand that shit. It don't make no sense.
It beats me. I thought I had it in the clear. I was like, yo, y'all seen how we was.
Listen, she said, I'm here open-minded.
Open-minded. Like,
Open-minded.
Are you on crack?
I was like...
Like, what?
I was like, scoff.
I'm like, yo. And then at the same time, I'm sitting here like, so what are your intentions? Because the whole time I'm thinking she's going to come in like being like...
yeah, I'm respecting. I know you're having a relationship.
We just work together. I want to show you that he's really faithful to you and da-da-da-da.
Like, nope, I ain't know you been together for 2 years.
Bitch, this was my dude.
Yeah.
And I
we
didn't
did a
even know
horse
about
carriage
you.
date in Central Park. Like,
and kissed him. And I'm like, yo.
I didn't even know about you. Y'all been together for 2 years? I ain't know that.
Central Park.
Like,
horse carriage ride in Central Park.
How dare you?
Yeah, she's wildin'. I don't know. That open-minded shit got me. Like,
yo, facts. That's what I was like, yo, you brave.
And then for her to say that, it's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing behind the scenes?
But you asked the right question when you was like, so basically you saying is, if he down, you down.
Right. Like, you down, he down.
That's basically what you saying. So it's like basically saying to give you the opportunity, you gonna ride with it regardless of the circumstances that come with it.
Hell yeah, she is. Why
but that's
wouldn't
weird.
she?
Like, why would you watch a man fight to be with the girl he was with right now to just last minute decide like, okay, no, you're the one to be with, and you're gonna be with him after like, how do you feel like you're not a second
and then she
standard?
says I'm a wife. Did you see that?
How?
In the confessions when she said
she's a wife.
Mm-hmm.
For fighting for a man. That's in a relationship. Man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world today.
Look at me sitting here sobbing.
You crying? They got you crying?
Hell yeah, I was crying a lot, bro. I was going through a lot.
I gotta ask this because I would love to do a reality show, but I want to ask this: was it hard to smoke?
You can't smoke.
You can't smoke. So how long did you do the recording
I was sober for like a month.
It was a month long? That's it? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not bad.
That's a long ass time.
Yeah, it is a long time
I
not
ain't
smoking.
smoke. We had little nicotine vapes.
You could bring the vapes?
Not those, not the THC ones, but the...
Was it in the contract?
Where were y'all? Mm-hmm. Where were y'all?
We were in Spain.
Ooh.
You're in Spain?
Yeah.
Ooh,
it was beautiful.
How was that?
That's why they kept calling it a villa.
Madrid, and it was so beautiful. We went like during, it was some type of festival because it was October.
Yeah.
And they
were they
had
throwing
a
tomatoes?
parade. No, they were dancing and singing. I have a bunch of videos in my phone.
That's fire. Mm-hmm. That's a whole cultural experience right there.
Gorgeous. And we ate at like the little local restaurant. We had, what did we have? Empanadas with some pizza, and they gave us olives and wine, and I had Coke everywhere because none of their drinks tasted the same.
Yeah,
everything tasted.
It don't have the same chemicals in that.
Bro, it tasted. It was like, yo, you missed the chemicals.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it is.
I was like, yo, this shit is not right.
I missed the non-food. I'm eating real food, and my body's like, what are you doing?
And this commercial's on just right now, like.
And I was sitting here eating like, yo, this food is really kind of mediocre.
Was it really?
It's because you ain't smoking.
A little bit. Well, it was a little bit. But when we had like food in the villa, it was good. When they cooked for us, it was good.
What was your most memorable experience that you take from that?
No matter what, follow your gut. That's the most memorable experience. Since I left that villa, I followed my gut. And I had one hell of an experience, like, coming back home. Like, it was different because I kind of had, like, a little bit of an anxiety attack getting back on the plane and panic attack in another country. And it was just, it was a lot.
Away
it
from
was
your
a lot,
family and all of that. Yeah.
And I freaked the out. And
real?
I freaked out.
I can only imagine.
And I was like, trust me, I wasn't freaking out for no reason, but it's just not important to talk about. But I bugged out and I had to go and get on the plane regardless. So that taught me, no matter what, just follow your gut, bro.
Face your fears.
Face your fears, follow your gut.
Facts.
Like, no matter what you feel, no matter how you feel, like, act how you want, be how you want. Just make sure you do what you got to do.
Follow
Get
through.
Home. Get home.
Follow
Like,
through.
Yeah.
That's key right there. So I'm gotta hit this shit real quick because this shit right here, like this shit right here, this shit lit right here. I ain't gonna lie, yo.
I told him be careful.
Let him know what
Fuck
it
you.
is.
I told him be careful. Listen, I told him be
Skywalker,
careful.
disposable.
Tell your girl to be careful. How about that? Stop-
Listen, I do.
Yeah. No, I'm about to tell
That's
yourself
the
be careful.
Robe Skywalker
No, I'm never
disposable.
careful.
If you
Pull
ain't
out,
hear
bitch.
me.
How about that?
Hell no. I'm here to populate the earth.
This nigga's gonna be trying to compete with Nick Cannon, who can have most kids.
Nah,
Oh,
mine's
no.
got one woman.
My uncle won. He got 16.
16.
Uncle, yeah. There you go.
That's a
He
soccer
won.
team with substitutions.
I'm not proud of it, but I mean, he won.
That's a lot.
That
So
is a lot.
that's a lot. What episode do we find out the big decision?
The last one.
The very last
The
one?
very last one. You
The
gotta
very
watch
last one.
all the way to the end.
Because you know everybody wants to know if you're last.
Of course they want to know. Everybody be looking at my hands too to see if I got it.
I ain't gonna lie. I did.
I'm like,
I'm not gonna lie. I did.
trying to see how big it is.
I'm like,
So
all right.
even if the scenario was marriage, would you even be contractually obligated to wear the ring until after the last episode?
No, because you're not supposed to let anybody know you have a ring, regardless. So if I'm walking around with a ring,
They know that they know that
Yeah.
already. Okay.
So,
That
you
makes
just,
So anybody who did get married, they have to wait till the last episode is aired before they can actually throw that ring on.
before they can put it on, announce it, all of that.
all of that. So there's gonna be a lot of announcements and a lot of disappointments.
Swear, no, there really will be.